We're the Sunshine Stitchers.
I'm EJ.
I'm Gary.
And I'm definitely not Shelia. I'm Diane, and although I'm a little nervous about doing this, I'm really happy to be here with my pals.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. I don't think we've killed anybody yet, so we're pretty cool.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Diane.
Well, let's see. I've been cross-stitching for about 40 years.
40?
Yes, I'm that old.
That's about,
No, I'm not.
no, that's about like me.
But I'm older than you. I'm a retired clinical social worker, and I've
See, we needed the help.
Yeah.
and I've lived in Florida for since 1973.
So you're definitely a sunshine stitcher.
Definitely.
Who taught you how to stitch?
Well, actually, I taught myself.
You did?
Yeah, but it's kind of a weird thing. I grew up with my mom sewed. She made a lot of my clothes and stuff, so I grew up sewing. But when and knitting, she taught me to knit. And then when I started working in the real world, I couldn't sew because I would cut something out after work, and then I'd stay up all night stitching it because I knew I could get it done.
Yeah.
So I had to stop doing that. So I quit sewing and I took up needlepoint because I figured, okay, this is something that will teach me patience, and I can't do it in one night, you know.
Right.
Wow.
And so I did needlepoint for a number of years, and then I had a very good friend, roommate, who was from Charleston, South Carolina. And I went home with her in the early 80s for one of the holidays, and her older sister was doing counted cross stitch because it's big in South Carolina.
Wow.
Well, I was fascinated. And I made her take me to her store, and I bought some stuff, and when I came back, I immediately looked for a place. And at that time, the cross stitch cupboard was up at the corner of Federal and 26th Street where the Egg and You is, in this little tiny store. And so I've been shopping there for pretty much all of their existence.
Wow.
So anyway, that's how I started.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. Crazy.
And it went so fast, didn't it?
It did go fast. I can't believe I've been stitching 40 years. That like freaks me out.
Now, is that first project done?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your first project?
I don't even remember what the first project
But
was.
it's done.
So long ago.
Yeah.
Are you a process stitcher or a product stitcher?
I've thought about that one a lot, and I have to say I'm a little of both. You know, somebody asked me the question one time. They were talking about knitting, but I think it applies to stitching too. If you were stuck on a deserted island, would you, how would you handle things when you ran out of yarn?
Yeah.
I was like, would you take it apart and stitch something else? Or would you just say, okay, that's it, or look for, palm leaves or whatever to knit with or stitch with? And I'm like, I'd have to do both, I think, because I like the finished product, but a lot of it is about the doing for me, seeing it come together on the fabric.
Wow.
I think
So you would take the stitching apart to redo something else?
If that was all I had, that was the only
You have to
option
do
I
it
had.
very
I have to
easily.
stitch.
Yeah.
I'm not good at just sitting. This is hard for me because I'm Italian. I talk with my hands. And I'm trying not to, but
It's okay. We all do.
Okay.
I was watching our video with the sound off.
oh no,
That's a problem.
And I knew what was going on because we had hands going like this, and hands going like that. It goes, it's hilarious. So I've been watching a couple of them without sound of other people's, and it's really interesting. You learn a lot about people.
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Who was your favorite designer?
I've got several, but I think probably the one I love the most is Rosewood Manor, and it's because I really love the Quaker stitching. That's just one of my passions, and I've done I think 3 or 4 of the Rosewood Manor, and I have 2 more in my stash to do, and 1 in my whips. So
that you're currently stitching.
yes.
What's your favorite? Sorry.
Oh, It's like trying to choose between your children.
Uh-oh.
I love them all.
But the first one is always the one that you love the most. 'Cause
No,
I was
well,
the first
the
child.
last child
Yeah.
is the best
Oh,
child.
yeah. That's what they all say. I was the first child too,
Yeah.
so I get it.
Because we're independent.
That's right. But probably going with what Gary's saying, the first one of theirs I did was the spring Quakers.
Okay.
And I have the autumn Quakers to do too, so we need to do a stitch along.
Okay.
And
Gary's
I
in all the
just
stitch
bought,
alongs.
which is one of my show and tells here, is I just bought the newest one. So
Okay.
I'll show that in a little bit.
Okay.
I'm feeling like the community is out to got a plan. If they put me in all the stitch alongs, I can't get anything
Yes,
done.
we outstitch
Well, we
Gary.
can wait to start that one, Gary,
Okay.
because I'm not in a hurry.
So, but I was thinking when you said you're partially a process stitcher and a
Product.
product stitcher, that kind of makes sense why you would like the Rosewood Manor Quakers, because each little Quaker
Yes.
is a finish. So you get many
Yes.
finishes and you're doing the process.
Exactly.
So that kind of, it relates.
You're exactly right, and it's one of the reasons why I am one of those people that does rotation like Shelia, only I don't do 30 at a time. That's a little insane to me, but I have usually about 8 or 9 going at a time, and I try to have a fairly even mix between large and small projects, because I discovered a long time ago when I went to a stitching weekend
Yeah.
that having that quick little finish like an ornament or something small gives you that satisfaction of, okay, I'm getting something done. Even though I love the process, you also want to get something done.
Yeah.
And you're right, that's exactly right about the Quakers, because you finish a motif and you're like, yes, I've got that one finished. So yeah.
It's good.
I understand. I can understand that. I can
Yeah.
appreciate that. Okay. Well, we have 2 other questions from our subscribers. Nan Russell wants to know, do any of you use magnification when you stitch? You want to go first, Gary?
Sure, I'll go first. I actually wear prescription glasses, and so I went to my what are they called?
Optometrist.
The eye doctor?
I don't know. I call them the lens crafters because they're next to Starbucks. But so I asked them. I said, I took my stitching with me, 32 count, and I said I want to be able to wear these glasses and stitch with them with this. Add like 3 times magnification on there. So he had to pull out the old machine, and he took first he did my prescription, and then he added 3.5 times magnification. And it wasn't any more than a regular pair of glasses. So
And that really works
It
well
really
for
works
you?
for me because I tried the clip-ons, and it's too heavy, and I can't stitch as long because I stitch a long time. So
I'll show you
Yeah.
it works for me. And when I tried to look through one of those magnifiers, I end up getting the pirate eye. One eye automatically closes, so I'm like, ah. I'm like, my eye hurts. Oh, because I got it closed.
Arr.
So what do you use?
Oh, I use
They're back.
my Yoctosun when I need magnification. As you know, it goes from 1 to 3.5. You just clip it on here. You have the light. Where's the light? Yeah. You have the light. It does get a little heavy.
Do you like the strap or the handle?
I like the handle. This is the
Okay.
handle. I like the handle. But it does get a little heavy because you have to put batteries in here.
Yeah.
But it's good for me. And I would like some prescription magnifying stitching glasses. But I don't want to go. Well, I have a prescription. I'm lazy.
I always wait for my birthday because they give you something like a coupon for your birthday for like free frame or
that's
something
nice.
like
Yeah.
that. So I kind of like
Yeah.
multi
birthday
coupon.
That's my magnification. How about you, Diane?
Well, I don't usually use magnification. I find that having a really good light is the best thing. But when I do need to use it, and occasionally I do, I use the clip-ons. And I tried to do what Gary did because I thought that was a really clever idea, but I have a weird eye thing that I have prism in my glasses, and it just doesn't work in my glasses. So the clip-ons work the best for me in that regard, or a lamp that has a magnifier in it.
And you don't do the pirate eye.
No, well, I don't think I've ever really stitched that way, so I might do the pirate eye if I stitch that way, but For the most part, I've used the clip-ons.
Here's mine.
You see the magnification? Do you see? It's already, you see the blurred
Yeah.
when you look in?
Trust me, I can't see too far. It's really close with the cross-stitch prescription.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I wish I could do it. It makes so much sense.
And then so I got the Oakleys.
Thank you, Nan Russell, for your question.
Thank you.
The next question we have is from Patricia Ferry. Patricia wants to know, Gary, did you finish Sleepy Hollow yet?
No.
So that's a question I'll be asking Gary every week.
Because, well,
well,
you can only ask it for so long.
Until,
Because I'm planning again. You know how that worked the last time.
didn't work. Yeah.
I've been thinking of Mania, and I think I'm going to do Halloween Mania.
Yes.
Halloween-mania.
Ah.
So all my Halloween whips that I have,
Yeah.
I'm going to stitch on them in a day. So it's
Oh,
not that
one
it'll be
whip a day?
done.
Yeah.
And then I got a bunch of Halloween ones I want to start. So
Oh, so are you gonna do the whole 31
I
days
think
or
I'm going to
19?
do 19 days, and then finish Sleepy Hollow will be done by May 31st.
Oh.
So so it be said, so be written.
All right. Prediction.
Oh, crap.
All right. So our next, did the lighting change? It looks better now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks better now.
We're almost to our normal stitching time.
Oh, that's right. Ooh.
Oh, you know,
yes,
that's
we
probably
stitched.
it.
Oh,
We filmed
yes.
early.
Yeah.
We
today.
filmed early today, so you probably will see this earlier. Yes. So, guess who's in town? My nephew. So gotta spend some time with him.
So does that mean is the birth sampler finished?
That is my. No.
Well, it's to come soon, maybe.
Yes. We'll see. But first we'll start finishes.
Finishes.
Diane?
Diane brought us some cool finishes.
Yes.
All right. Well, this one's not going to fit in the camera, so I'll just hold it up
We'll
here
do a
for a
picture.
second,
Let's see.
and
Ooh, look at that.
then EJ will put a picture in so you can see it. Gary, that's not right side up. It's actually vertical.
I know. I'm trying to get it in the camera.
Oh.
Turn your cameras.
no, don't turn your camera. We'll insert a picture.
Turn your TV. Look.
Turn your TV. Don't turn your TV.
It's as tall as me, and it looks black from back here.
It
As
does.
you
Actually-
can see, when it gets closer, you'll see the colors, which
Yes.
are.
It's a
Well,
beautiful blue.
It's a black work piece. It's called Save the Stitches. And the colors I used were DMC, I believe it's 823 is the dark navy blue. That's all the
Right.
outlines. And then the pops of color, which hopefully you'll see when you see the picture, are Weeks Dye Works confetti.
Oh my God, it's so
And
beautiful.
this was a piece that was designed by a woman named Elizabeth Almond. She's a British woman, lovely woman. And she has a website called Blackwork Journey. And she designs all kinds of blackwork pieces that are just fabulous. And every year she does a big blackwork project that she posts on her website for free.
Wow.
And usually it goes over anywhere from 6 months to a year. You get a section each month. And this was one of the first ones that I cottoned onto. Another friend of ours, Christine, was doing this, and I saw it and just fell in love with it. And so I got on the website and downloaded it and started doing it. And it took me 3.5 years, although I wasn't working on it constantly.
Yeah.
It was in my
Rotation.
rotation.
And there's also beads on here. So
Yes, there
really
are
pretty
also red beads. Not Mill Hill beads, listen to me. Yeah, they were Mill Hill beads now that I think about it. That's right. And I don't remember what number they are, but they're a deep red. So
It's beautiful.
it was just such a fun piece to do. And
Yeah.
Elizabeth, I've done, I think probably 4 of her designs now.
Oh.
And I have another one in the pipeline to do, but it's a big one, so I'm kind of waiting for a
Well,
little while
yeah.
to do that.
It's really cool because I'm looking at it, and they're kind of symmetrical, so you could probably take one square
Mhm.
and figure out how to do the missing piece
Yep.
and make it like a little pin pillow, or
Yep.
Yeah.
or as some of people who like those large scissor fobs.
Yeah, people did all kinds of creative
Yeah.
things with it, and there are people in the group, because she also has a Facebook group that's called Blackwork Journey. there are people in the group that did just amazing color combos and did sections and whatever. And there are actually the reason it's called Save the Stitches. There are 132 different patterns in this. So yeah,
It's
really
It
a
is
fun
so
piece.
beautiful.
Yeah, I
really proud of it.
I really love it.
I love
Thank
that.
you so much.
Oh,
Yes.
you're welcome. And then I also brought my very favorite finish.
Favorite?
It's not recent, but it is my favorite.
Let's see. Let's see some language experts out there.
Ooh, pretty.
It's called Folie d'amour, which roughly translated means the madness of love. And the saying on it is, "I'm mad, mad, mad for love with love for you," in Italian. And the reason it's my favorite piece
that's
is
nice.
there's a couple of reasons. I was looking for a piece to do when we were going to Italy about 5 years ago, and I wanted something small enough that I could take with me and that had the flavor of going to Italy, because I was so excited. I'm half Italian. I really wanted to go to my grandparents' hometown and all of that. So anyway, this piece came out. It's Alessandra Adelaide, and I think it may be one of her earlier pieces, at least that were available in the States, because when I bought it, the colors that were listed on it were something I'd never heard of, and didn't know in the United States. So I went into my week's stash, and on the pattern they had a little square for each color of the color.
Wow.
And I think she may have done that because she knew that those colors wouldn't be, or those threads wouldn't be available in the United States. So I found week's colors that translated as closely as I could to the colors on there, and that's what I came up with. So that was the start of the story. So I take it to Italy. I start on it. I didn't work very much because we were running all over the country.
Yeah, sights to see.
Yeah, exactly. So we come back and I'm working on it, and I got all of the heart done all the way down to about there. So I had about that much left to do.
This much left to do.
And I go into the cupboard one day, and it was on the stitch frame, and I noticed that there was a tiny little black speck right about there. So I got a piece of paper towel, and I put some water on it, and I clean off the black speck, no problem. I go off to buy some threads or whatever, and I come back, and this lovely bronze color here had bled.
Wow.
The water had migrated, and it bled. And I don't know that you can see this on there, but this is a real close, it's all stitched really close together, so you couldn't even get to it with a Q-tip.
Yes.
And I even tried, horror of horrors, washing it in the washing machine with a color grabber.
Yeah.
Still wouldn't come out. And I am still amazed to this day that I was so calm. As my husband would tell you, I say lots of bad words when I'm stitching. And
Stitch, stitch, stitch.
But I was dead calm because I loved this piece so much. I loved everything about it. I loved the language. I loved the colors. I loved the design. And I just said, okay, I guess I'll need to redo it.
Wow.
And I bought another piece of fabric, and I started over, and I stitched the whole thing.
Wow.
So it was a gift for my husband. It's about Italy. It was all those things. So that's why it's my favorite piece.
I have a question about the saying.
Sure.
On the pattern, did it have multiple languages? Or
No, it was only in the Italian.
Wow.
And I was studying Italian, or
So it
boning
was
up on
kind of
Italian.
meant to a piece that's one of those pieces
That's
that's
lovely.
Meant to
lined
be.
up, meant to be.
Yep,
Yes,
absolutely.
beautiful.
I love that.
I love
It's
the
really
colors.
pretty.
Thank you.
Does she still have that available?
I don't know. I looked on her current website and I didn't see it, but she has other heart things like that. So you might be able to ask and get it.
Gotcha.
But like I said, that was about 5 years ago, and Karen had it at the cupboard.
Oh, okay.
So she probably would be able to find out if you could get it or not.
All right, Gary, any finishes?
Uh-oh.
No finishes
Silence.
today.
No finishes? Whoa.
As we know, I'm still recovering from my trauma, and that's why I have my counselor today. So I'm working through it.
You're working through it. You okay? You're getting there.
I'm getting there.
Every day.
I'm kind of panicky again because I have another trip starting Monday.
Oh,
But make sure
boy.
I've got 3 cross-stitch patterns packed.
you sure
Are
you
you
packed
having
it?
nightmares?
Yes.
Do you want me to check your packing?
No.
No, you good?
Yeah.
Okay, you sure?
There's 3 cross-stitch stores locally.
Oh.
Oh, he's already checked
Wow.
it out.
I will be going to the Stitch Niche.
Right, just
in
to make
Arlington.
sure that
Yeah.
you don't get there on a weekend when you can't get.
Yeah.
They are closed on Monday. Everybody's closed on Monday.
Yeah, I know. Sundays and Mondays are a bummer
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you need something.
Yeah.
All right. How about whips? Who wants to go first?
Oh, you go first, DJ.
Oh, me?
Yeah. We're going to talk about this
Let's
whip.
see that
what,
baby.
what have you been working on? What is this?
It's still a whip, guys. It's still a whip.
What's
oh
it called?
My
But
gosh.
it's getting closer.
Yes, Savannah Birth Sampler. It is just like, I just need maybe 4 or 5 hours and I'm done. If that.
Excellent.
Wow.
So the elephant is completely done.
Yay.
The lion is completely done.
Yay.
The turtle got done today because I needed to put an eye, not the letter I, but the actual I.
An IV?
A what?
An IV?
Yeah, a bead. It took me 40 minutes to put this bead on, but it's up there. And then this bird right here. Wait, no, the bird is next to the lion is completely done. I had to put a bead in that today. So yeah, I'm pointing at the back. If you don't, yeah.
And I'm transposing.
Yeah. The monkey is done, and the only thing I have left is the giraffe, the leaves, stems, and the legs of the bird and
the
backstitching
words?
of the bird. Oh yes! Oh my goodness! I think that's important. The words.
Putting his name on it might be
Yeah.
important.
Which nephew are you going to put on there?
I only have one nephew.
Right now. Okay.
Right now. Get to work.
And you got to make another one for the next one, right?
But I have 2 nieces, and yeah.
You should
they-
make stockings.
No. Oh my gosh.
I'll tell you something. That is stockings. I did 6 grandchild stockings.
Oy. That's a
Yeah.
lot. So I'm almost just one more focused day of stitching.
If you guys notice, the giraffe has got some backstitching on there.
Yes.
So she's just got the spots to do and some.
Yeah.
And I'll be done.
Yeah.
And then off to
Excellent.
getting framed, and
I remember when
Yes.
it was just one little piece.
I know. Oh my God, I'm so happy.
You did a great
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
It's looking
Yeah.
good.
It's looking good. It's looking good, guys. It's getting there.
And you know, it's funny because seeing you coming from the first time you
Yes.
came into the cupboard with that one little square you
Yes.
were working on, and you didn't know hardly anything about cross stitch, and look at you now.
And then next week, when I finish this and show you guys the finished project, I'm gonna tell you like the 5 things I learned about myself stitching this.
Oh,
Excellent.
That's going to be great.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
You
Me
can't-
either.
Stay tuned. All right, that's it. That's all my whips.
All right.
Go
Anybody
get it.
else?
So I started my stitch along with Lollipop Stitches and a couple of other people finally. Here's October. I got the middle O and the B. So
Nice.
it's getting
Very
there.
cute.
And this is a fabric from, was it Wiltshire? Is it kind of hard to say that? And I believe it's
Ooh.
called Wiltshire?
Witchelt.
Witchelt.
Oh, the
Actually,
fabric.
I say that. It's like Witchelt.
Witchelt.
Okay. And this is 32 count, and I believe it's called Straw.
Very pretty.
So
It looks beige on there, but it's really got more of a golden tone
yeah,
to it.
and it played with my colors. I already had to do a color conversion.
Already?
Because the moon was supposed to be 677,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the exact
see.
same color as
Really?
this. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Oh,
Weeks
really?
calls it straw, so I guess. So I changed it to white. I like a white moon anyway. I think it looks more spookier. It's going to be a
Nice.
lot of white. It's going to be, there's a skull above here, and then the letter over here has a white ghost. So in the center is going to be a lot of white, but it's me.
Talk about your back stitching.
Yeah, I was going to do this back stitching here, but my working copy didn't have the 12 pages of
Backstitching.
color
Instructions.
instructions on back stitching.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
used to doing like well, not even EJ. I'm used to just grabbing black thread and just back stitching the whole thing in black.
That
And
thing is so long.
Holy moly.
yeah, I had no
That's a
idea.
lot.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying stitching. I started the bee yesterday, so I just did that one last night.
Looks good.
Very nice.
Looks good.
And I
Good
love the Karen water lilies. Is what the
Oh,
thread
yeah.
Is it Karen Water Lilies? Or is that what you got? Or you got the
is.
thread gatherer?
I got the called for thread.
It's the
Technical moment here. Woods of Gold from
Thread-
the Thread Gather, Silken Colors.
Silken Colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Remember the debacle we had?
Yeah. So it's got a very sharp change from gold to brown, so that when I cut my links, I've got one end's got the gold more and one's got the brown more. So I'm switching them so I don't get a big width of one color or the other. So it's like trying to keep them balanced.
You're using that for the letter?
Yeah, it's for all the letters.
Oh,
that was one of the neatest things I ever learned about using the variegated is doing it in different ways. Like if you're doing a circular thing, to stitch in a circle, so you don't get those lines of color
Unless
with the
you want it.
variegated, unless you want it, right? So you can do diagonally, you can do all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So what you did was you did one strand with gold and brown, and the other strand with gold and brown.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then so every time I run out of a strip, I just flip it the other way, or else you're going to get like a whole thing of.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be small. Trying to keep the color balanced.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't look all heavy on one end.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that's
very cool.
That's that whip.
That's your whip?
And then guess what? It's the 13th.
That's not yet.
Oh, that's plans.
Yes.
That's plans. Ooh,
That's
I got
plans.
plans. And I didn't even know it. Okay, that's my whip.
My turn?
Yes,
Whip.
your turn.
All right. Well, I mentioned that I have a rotation, so I had
rotation.
lots to choose from. But I brought a couple for various
How often
reasons.
do you change, or how is it daily rotation?
You know, when I started, I was doing daily, but
You don't see
now
much done in daily.
exactly
Yeah.
that's one thing, and I'm a little compulsive, as my friends know. So just a tiny, and so. That's probably more accurate. So I would find that I wasn't ready to stop. So I'll work for a couple of days on something, and I kind of know when I'm ready to do something else.
Yeah.
If I have a problem, like, oh man, I screwed up and I have to rip.
Yeah.
Okay, let's put it away for a week. And then I find when I come back after the week that I'm very calm about taking out what I need to take out and redoing it. So, yeah, I think that's the beauty of a rotation is that you can make it whatever you want it to be. If you want to be obsessive and work one day on everything, that's fine. If you want to stretch it a little bit, that's cool too.
That's
When
the
you make
hardest-
them, sorry.
That's
go
the
ahead.
hardest part I have about a rotation is stopping what I'm working on and
Yeah.
starting the next one. But I still want to stitch the other one. It's just
Right.
like I don't want to stop.
But I find it gives me motivation too. Like I just started 2 new ones because I finished 2 things, and now I'm like, ooh, I want to get back to that. So I'm like, and we have our contest this summer, so I have 2 pieces. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna put in the contest, whichever one I can get finished by the end of May. That's really how that works out. Then you get the motivation. Okay, I need to work on this because I need to have it done by this period of time. And I also find that as I get close to the end of a finish, I want to finish.
Yeah.
There's and I can't tell you what that line is.
Yeah.
But I think everybody knows what theirs is.
That's
You
true.
get to a certain point where it's like, okay, I need to finish this.
Yeah.
And actually, that's when a rotation. I like a rotation.
Yes.
Because when I know I'm going to finish this in a couple of hours, and I've already got another one already started because I hate starting.
You hate starting?
It's just like
Really?
because I'm always I measure like 4 or 5 times to get right in the center, and I'm looking and
I
then
don't
I'm
start in the
starting,
center.
and then I'm like, oh, it's nothing. I can't see anything yet. It's not alive yet. Once
gotcha.
it's alive, then I'm into it. So
That just is such a weird. I'm digressing here. I admit it, but that is such a weird thing to me. Starting in the middle, and I know that that's the accepted wisdom.
Yeah.
I have never started in the middle.
Really?
I always start in the upper left corner.
I'm always when I start up in the corner, and if I have extra fabric, it's lopsided. It's lopsided, even though I know it's going to be framed. It's going to be perfectly fine, but it's still my brain. That's the one I stitch lopsided.
Yeah, I'm manic about measuring the fabric beforehand and making sure that I'm giving myself enough room and whatever, because that's the risk if you don't do that and you start in the upper left corner and you don't have enough in one way
And I'm
or the
always worried that I'm going to start when I have a fabric that's longer than wider than what it's supposed to be.
Orientation,
That I'm
yeah.
in the right direction so much that I'm mostly stitching on an 8x11 Q-snap.
Yeah.
Because I know it's got to go that.
And you know, I'm not knocking starting in the middle
Really?
because I know that's the accepted wisdom, and it's, you know, what
Most people do,
Most
yeah.
people do. It just always felt weird to me, and because I was gathering the supplies and kind of reading and teaching myself, I just, well, I'm going to start up in the corner.
There you
So
go.
that's what I
Okay.
did.
Everybody has their way.
That's right.
That works for them.
So let's see this
Okay,
width.
well, I brought this piece because
Whoop, whoop.
Gary picked this fabric for me, and I really love it. The piece is,
Looks good.
it's called Natale in Slita, another Italian piece. Can you give us a theme here?
Are you
it's a
half
Christmas-
Italian?
Are you
I
Italian?
am. It's,
Nice.
oh, I forgot what I was going to say.
Corey Buttercorey.
Oh, Corey Bethacori, right.
Mhm.
Thank you. And she has the alphabets inside that you can do it in French or Italian or
Okay.
English. So
I
of
knew
course,
there
I'm
was
doing
one
the
designer
Italian.
that did
Yeah.
that. I couldn't remember which one it was.
But I love how
Beautiful.
it's coming out on this
Oh.
fabric. And
That's beautiful.
And the
You know?
sled is right here in this red part right here. So it's all that white with
of
the
course, I had
stars.
this all
Wow.
written down on note cards and I left them in my bag, which is sitting over there.
Yeah. So it's going to be awesome.
But the fabric is, and I can't remember the name of it. Do you remember, Gary?
It's something Christmassy.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yes. It's
Well-
28 count.
And it's from.
Can we put it on at the
Yeah.
end?
Yeah.
Or you know what? We'll put it across the top right here, maybe,
Yeah,
or
okay.
it could be there. One of those.
So that means you got to stop your stitching and look up.
Yeah. But it's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's from handed by Stephanie.
Yeah, I think it might be. It was an unusual fabric,
Yeah.
but it was.
It's pretty.
They had it at the cupboard,
Yeah.
so yeah.
What is this thing? Oh, it's a bird.
It's a little
how
bird.
cute.
Yeah, the little birds are in the corner.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah.
That's really pretty.
And then this is
Beautiful.
one of my possibles for the contest.
Ooh.
It's a hands-on design, and it's called
A proper young lady.
A Proper Young Lady. Yes, and it says, as you can see, a proper young lady must learn her stitches, for then her life will be full of riches.
Ooh.
And this was interesting because if you look at that picture, and I don't remember what the fabric is in the picture, but I find very often that the pictures don't do justice, and it's either because the the photography was not
lighting.
perfect or whatever, the lighting was not perfect. But I chose this again. It's a 28 count Lugana. It's a crystal something.
I think
It's
this
on my
is
it's on my note cards.
Highland.
Yes, Crystal Highland Heather or something like
Yeah.
that. And
That's
I
pretty.
just think the colors just
Oh my
pop on it.
goodness,
It's
it's so
amazing.
good.
Are these satin stitches on some of these checkers?
Yes, the little flowers or whatever they are. Each one, there's 4 different stitches
Stitches.
that you use. There's a satin stitch.
Wow.
There's a couple of different ones.
This is
So,
going to be beautiful because
yeah.
this is that really pops. Is it's such a simple design, but when you change up those stitches and add them in there,
Yeah.
gives it different texture.
Yeah, that and the iridescent fabric, I think, just really
Yeah.
made with those particular colors. Because there's only 3 colors in it. It really makes it
Oh,
pop.
really?
hmm There's the dark brown,
Wow.
the red, and the green. That's it.
That is beautiful. You gotta see this. If you
Yeah.
didn't look up now.
Yeah.
That's some beautiful stuff. My goodness. And this is hands-on design.
Hands-on design,
A
yes.
proper young lady.
Correct.
That is
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Thank you.
That is
And is
beautiful.
this another contender for the contest?
Yes, this is my other contender for the
Right.
contest.
So-
and one of my other
Uh-oh.
favorite designers, Sam Sarah.
So somebody didn't
Uh-oh.
read the briefing.
What?
He hates bags.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. That's just Gary's craziness. Don't apologize ever. Don't apologize.
And
Gary.
it's called A Happy Life.
That looks. Oh,
Look at this.
And
it's
Now,
bigger
I
than I
love-
thought.
It's on 28 count
Look at that.
Yeah.
Crystal something.
Crystal Heather.
Crystal Heather.
This one's the
No.
Heather.
Yes. We'll have to put little titles.
Yes,
on these.
well,
I'm
you
so
know, just-
sorry.
yeah,
I
that's
had
fine.
it all written down
That's
on my note
perfectly
cards,
fine.
but I left them
We
in my
don't
bag.
apologize for stuff.
Oh,
You'll
Okay.
see up there the
are you
name
related
of
to
the.
Gibbs? That's one of his rules, never apologize.
Shows weakness.
Right.
But this is beautiful, guys.
Anyway,
Oh, is that a cat? No.
No,
I'm sorry.
but the obviously the sample is done on hot pink, and I'm not a hot pink
I
person.
think the colors pop so even with the sparkle and the multicolor,
Yeah.
it just pops on this purple.
And what I found on this was that there were a couple of things that I did backstitching on that it wasn't called for, but it just made it pop more, like the top of the muffin
around
here
the white.
and around the heart.
Yeah.
And it just made it pop a little more, and that was a way to change the fabric and still have it be really vibrant.
Nice.
So as you might be able to tell, I am a purple girl.
So that's a good thing to note that if your colors are kind of close and you still insist on using the fabric, just do a little bit of backstitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I might have to do that on my white rabbit that's kind of blended in.
Yeah.
It really makes a difference.
Yeah.
And the
It's
tail of
amazing.
another rabbit.
And I didn't do it on everything because everything didn't need it, but
Yeah,
on the places
just
that it
the, like,
needed it,
certain
it
colors.
looks great.
Because it kind of, the design has already got it in here, so it's not like it's one piece of backstitching that's popped out of nowhere. But even when you look at the Nora Corbett's, she only does backstitching on the skin. She doesn't do it everywhere else.
Right.
So it's not like you have to do a whole piece in backstitching.
Yes.
Right.
So
Now you
I
tell
like
me.
this.
Yeah, I'm real happy.
Unless it's a dimensions from you know where.
Okay, and last but not least, this is a Cherrywood Design Studio piece called I Am a Stitcher, and I'm not sure, I think it's still available like on 123 Stitch or whatever, but I don't know if they still exist.
Oh.
And if you can see, there's one color on the front, and on the back area, if you can flip it over,
Yeah. This
the
was-
pattern came with 2 different color families.
Ooh, nice.
And neither one of them really appealed to me, but I loved the saying.
So this was Kathy Haberman and Teresa Curry are the designers.
And I don't think that the Cherrywood exists anymore.
No, but I think it's
So
still in Hoffman.
I decided to change up the colors, and so I'm doing purples.
Nice.
And you can see
Beautifulness.
the
Look
different
at that.
purples. And Gary and I are still debating. You can't really see on the pattern, but there's a background behind the words
Oh, yeah.
of like a
swirl.
a swirl
With the
with
flowers.
a flower or some type of design on it. It's very, very light on the
Yeah, it
on the
is
picture,
light.
so you really can't see it. So we're gonna do that either in this sparkly right here,
Uh-huh.
or in this multicolor right
Right
here,
there.
or maybe both. Because Gary and I were talking about maybe doing the stems of
Yeah.
the swirl in one and the flower thing in another. So we're still playing with that idea. But I really love the purples.
I think
That's nice.
Yeah.
it's gorgeous.
So that's going to be fun.
Look at that. See? And the clips come in handy, everyone.
Yeah, how
Look at
about
that. Boards and clips, you can hold it all together. And you're not like manipulating.
Crazy.
It's my
Gary.
public service announcement.
That's right.
Crazy Gary.
Okay.
All right, is this all our whips?
That is.
Yes.
No. Oh, you
I'm done with my whip.
okay.
Whip.
All right.
All right. How about new starts? New starts / plans.
Well, I showed you my new start. Because it,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
also a whip.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of plays in. If I start something on Monday, by Saturday, it's already been whipping. So I didn't start anything new today, but today's the 13th, and that means I can finally do my day 2 of stitching on my flasher.
That was one day, guys.
Oh, gosh.
It kills me.
EJ and I are also both
Oh,
doing
my
this one
goodness.
along with Shelia, and I can't believe that's one day
The
stitching
one
here.
day.
Well, when it's a Friday, I mean, it's all the way till 2 a.m. So it's taking Saturday.
So you actually took 2 days.
If I don't go to bed, it's still the same day.
Oh my God, you are too much.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So now that
You did a good
we
job.
filmed early today, I might actually get some stitching
Yeah.
done, and I could finish her possibly.
She
Just
looks
gotta do
good.
her. Look, I just gotta do her big.
Her bottom.
Oh
Her
yeah.
pantaloons.
Oh, I was just gonna skip and do her skinny legs. That would have been wrong.
No cheating.
I gotta do the big badunkabonk.
Yeah,
She's-
exactly.
Just
She got hammer
That's
pants.
where I am.
Yeah.
I'm done down to about halfway down her
All right.
pantaloons.
so.
Oh, you did from top to bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you're almost done.
So see, I'll be catching
Close.
up. I'll be catching up with Shelia because Shelia already has all the.
She started from the bottom up.
Yeah.
So she's opposite of us.
Yeah, she did the cat and the bat.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of the
And the
bat, so I'm
stool,
gonna finish
so-
the bat. I
Yeah.
just got the head.
Me, I just did the pants and the bodice.
So this is tonight's stitching.
All right.
Okay, my plans, of course, is to finish my birth sampler.
Okay.
And then when I'm done with that, I want to work on this. I miss this. My little ABC Halloween. Something easy. Something easy and nice.
So
and
who's who's influencing here? Is there influence? You're under my spell.
So that's ABC.
Sorry about that dizziness. I'm
Yeah,
not.
that's ABC Halloween by Jardin Privé. I also want to start. Here it is. Happy.
We'll put the picture in, right?
Yeah.
It's easier to
But-
show on the monitor. It's kind of
Let me see.
awkward.
Can you?
It's
Oh,
awkward.
yeah,
see
you can
it?
show it.
This is Happy Easter by
Southern Stitcher Co.
Southern Stitcher Co.
She's
Southern
on,
Stitcher Co.
She's on Etsy. We have the
Yes.
link below.
So you see this little cute little bunny? Yes, I'm gonna start stitching on him.
You're going to stitch it with the Etoile threads or the
The sulky threads.
sulky threads?
Yes, the sulky
I
threads.
thought that's what you said something about that.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So I'm gonna start stitching on the sulky threads. I don't have the whole shebang,
Mm-hmm.
but I have enough to get a good start on.
I'm going to actually use I got Rainbow Gallery Silk Lame
Oh.
with the sparkle in there.
Yeah.
I bought that with a whole bunch of other things.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Well, it was a kit. It was a Glendon Place kit a couple years ago that had the 3 snowmans, and it was meant. It was a kitted up thread with those silks
Mhm.
to do those. So I did that project. I had so much thread left over. I've
Wow.
used that. I've been using that thread for 2 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
So those Rainbow Gallery cards, they might be a little bit more, but they last a long
Yeah,
time.
that's good.
Yeah.
Because you only have to use one.
One
Strand.
strand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love
Cool. Well, you saw one of my starts that I just started this week, but this is Tiny Modernist, and it's not a great picture because it's off the computer. This is a stitch along that's over a year, and each month you get a segment. It's called Words to Live By, and the centerpiece was the start, and now we've had 1 and 2. We're getting the third one
That's so
on Monday.
Yeah.
And I just started this like last night, so I have some
Okay.
framework done. That's about it. But
Yeah.
it's really a fun piece, and the sayings are nice. They're not so far not standard stuff. You
Uh-huh.
know, they're a
Huh.
little bit different. So I really like it. And
This
I
is
have-
Words to Live By.
Yeah,
Tiny Modernist.
correct.
Nice. And it started a couple of months ago?
Yeah, it. I'm trying to
But they're
think.
pretty small. You can catch up if
This
you're
is
like
what,
2 months
April?
behind. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
March, February. I guess it started at the beginning of January
Oh,
and the
okay.
end of December. Yeah.
Because that frame looks, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it should
you-
go by
you could-
quick though, right?
You could do it as you're
section,
doing
yeah.
a section at a time.
Yeah,
Because it's
I
a lot
mean,
of straight stitches.
Some people are already done
With the framework?
with the framework and the pictures and are waiting for the
Wow.
one to come out on Monday.
Wow.
They're very ambitious.
Okay.
And it's interesting because another friend in our group, Michelle, she's doing this one.
Mhm.
And it'll be interesting to see because she's doing it on, and this is what's so amazing about fabrics,
Mhm.
she's doing it on
The Lugano.
28 count, no, she's doing 28 count Aida
Okay.
in the same color that I'm doing it in 28 count Lugana.
Yeah.
And hers is really dark. But
Mm.
I tried the 28 count Cashel, which was also really dark,
Mhm.
and I couldn't see it well.
Oh.
So I switched to the Lugana,
Okay.
and it's a totally different shading.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
It's all the natural fibers, how they take the dye.
And they do it on black in their sample, and some people are doing it on light colored fabric and changing the color. So it's really interesting to see.
So I wanted to bring
Oh,
up.
and they have a Facebook group too.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
I wanted to bring up a little trick here on these. See all these solid lines here, where you're just doing one X all the way down, and you're counting. There's a little trick that a couple people know, and I think we talked about last
we were
week.
just talking about
Last
Oh,
Sunday,
yes.
that what you do is, since you're using DMC, you do a half stitch, 9 half stitches, and the 10th one is a full X. 9 half stitches and the 10th one's a full X. That way you're not counting to 82, you're just counting to 9. And then you just go back and fill it in.
Right.
It's a lot easier, and then you know when you're off.
So much easier. Yeah, that was a great tip.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's the fun thing about tips. You think everyone knows it until you show someone like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
And everybody goes, really? Why didn't I think of that?
All right, next is our haul, y'all.
Haul, you got a haul?
I have a haul.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right, haul, my first haul. Well, I went to the cupboard today. Remember those beady eyes I needed to do to stitch for my bird and my turtle? Well, that took me 45 minutes to stitch.
And she's got a
2
whole box
beads.
of eyeballs.
I got. I bought a thing of the tiny ones, the petite glass beads, and Randy was helping me stitch teaching me how to stitch the eye. I have Betty who gave me the needle because I didn't know I needed a beading needle. So so it was a group effort for those 2 stitches, those 2 eyeballs.
Sometimes it takes a village.
Yeah. Not sometimes, it always takes a village with me. And then remember, was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
I don't remember.
I-
Memory of a merman.
Well, I bought, I don't know if you remember or not. I hope you do. But I bought I Will Always Be a Wildflower.
Love that piece.
Yes, from
Okay.
Sam Sarah.
You got the buttons.
Yes, my buttons came through. And it has a little snail, little,
Butterflies.
That is an adorable pattern.
yeah,
little
so,
worm.
yeah, so that's going to be my first time putting buttons on anything.
Oh, they're easy.
Very
So we're
easy.
supposed to be the beads, but once again, 45 minutes for 2 beads.
These are really easy.
Yeah.
I'll help you.
Thank you. Also, I got my little grime guard by Garon Toten Bags. It's a 11 by 11 because I like to work on the 8 by 11 Q snap. And
Red, my other favorite
Yeah.
color.
yes, I love red. And it goes with my ladies. Oh, let me show you my ladies.
This is a really pretty red. It's got like
It's
poppies
beautiful.
on there and
Oh, I
multiple.
didn't get that one.
And it goes with my ladies.
Oh, it does.
It's the matching fabric.
Yes.
Yeah, really pretty.
Yes, my ladies.
Very
Oh,
pretty.
Yes. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, I love my ladies.
Very pretty.
And Deb. You know Deb H.
They were real crafty. They took them all of 3 seconds.
We did. Oh,
They
wait.
made that.
We made this. When Deb was here, she showed. What do you call this? I don't know what you call this. What is it called?
Well, Deb's using it to help her.
You can park your threads. yes.
Park her
Oh,
threads.
park
yes.
threads.
I'm thinking, what
Yeah.
was the thing I don't do?
Yeah.
Parking.
You can park your threads and then wrap each.
Yeah.
What
If you've
a
got
clever
similar
idea.
colors, you do different color
Yeah.
tacks.
Is that
for
a
the thread.
Lego? What is that?
These are actually from the.
It's a magnet.
These are
magnet
from.
Oh.
needle minders.
Yeah, these are actually
threads.
from
Maybe.
the office supplies area of your local wherever, and they're the
Your
magnetic
local Amazon store.
thumbtacks.
Wow.
Yeah,
that
they're
is
magnetic
So clever.
And this is just a
Tacks.
flat. I think you're actually there's a sticker on here. You
That's-
actually would use it to make a name badge. So,
Oh, for heaven's sake.
so they were like real crafty. Look, they did like.
Whoa!
Oh my God! What did
Did
you
you
do?
see that fly? That's
I
Gary.
did see it fly.
You
Look,
see?
they made
Boom.
it.
We made it, and there's gonna be a close-up picture. Thanks, Deb. Thank you.
It's
We'll find
awesome.
it.
Yes, thank you. He didn't throw it.
Oh.
So yeah, so this was and I love it. I love it.
Very clever idea.
Yes.
Stitchers are
thank
so
you.
inventive.
Yes. We find a need and we fulfill that. There we go.
And imagine, I mean, we talked about it last time when Deb. So if you have like 4 of these on the 4 sides of your, or at least 4 of them.
Yeah.
You could put as many as you
can
want,
pretty much park
and
all
then
your
park all your
threads.
threads around if
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
doesn't drive you crazy.
Very clever.
And I will definitely need to use it for my night lights, the one that's confetti heavy
Oh,
with the
yeah.
purple and the purple
Yeah.
and the purple
So
and
you
the
don't have
purple.
to keep ending threads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be good.
All right.
All right.
So thanks, and yeah, that's all my haul.
All right. I got a little bit of haul. I got some haul from Charisse from Stitching Along.
Stitchingly.
Stitchingly Along. I'm really bad with names, as we all know. I got BB-8. I know that name. BB-8.
Oh, BB-8, so
Yeah,
cute.
he's so cute. He's a really big needle minder, so it's awesome.
Yeah, that's
BB-8.
great.
Yeah, yeah. And because my memory's so bad with names, Ronnie told me he's gonna give me a big book, so I can. Everybody and anybody I meet or talk to, you have to fill your name in my book. So
And take a picture.
Because he's like, you got to be nice to everybody that talks to you. It's like, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. So I got some haul from Garon.
Okay.
I got me a taco chihuahua.
Oh, cute.
Isn't he cute?
That's
He
cute.
is cute.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah, I love to put my kitted threads in these when I throw them in my
Yeah.
bag.
I was saying to Ronnie, those are so handy when you travel, because I never take my big stitch bag when I travel.
Yes.
I take something small like that and put just the essentials, you know, my scissors, my needles, whatever, and those are the perfect size for that.
And, you know, we're an equal opportunity company in Garon, and we have hot men too. They're putting out my fire.
We have tacos.
Where they at? Where they at?
We have taco dogs
Look
and
at that.
firefighters.
Look at that.
Yes.
There is
open
a
it up.
dog in that picture.
There's a truck too, I think.
Yes. Oh wait, the best part. Look at this guy.
Oh.
I mean,
Okay, and he lined it up.
perfectly.
He
Like-
did.
Look at this.
Wow.
How did
Look
I
at that. Good
had
job.
it like,
Boom.
look.
I'm impressed.
Jeez, because you don't miss any hotness.
Yeah.
Folding
Not
it
a bit.
over.
Mm.
Yes.
So if I take it to StitchCon, ladies, it's a one of a kind. Don't take it.
It will be raffled off.
No, it won't. Over your dead body. No way. No violence here. No. I'll have to leave it locked
That
up in the
scared
safe.
him, didn't it?
I'm having flashbacks of being in California with no stitching. Okay. What are we talking about?
Paul.
All right, well, I have a little bit of haul.
Okay.
This is a design that came into the cupboard that I just really liked. Christmas, obviously, and it's
You see the look
got
at the
these
white
really
ornaments.
cool water lilies colors
Ooh.
Ooh.
and the silver and some B5200. So you can't really see until you get up close
No.
to it, but it's got a lot of white
Yeah.
around
Now,
in there.
now the
Snowflakes,
silver, the
etc.
silver is not really only silver. It's got multi.
Green.
Yes.
It's like a rainbow silver
Yes.
in there.
Here.
It's multi-colored.
Exactly.
Boom, boom, boom.
Look at that.
And then
Yeah,
hold
so-
that.
Mhm.
Boom, boom,
Look at that. The
boom.
boards come in handy again.
Yeah.
So this is the red and green that's used in the
Oh,
Christmas. So you
yes.
see, she's gonna pay attention to her striping to try to control.
Oh, you're gonna do the stripe? You want
So-
the stripes, right?
I don't know.
So you could either tweet
It's
it.
very striped on there,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure that I want it that way, so we'll see.
Some people, it looks muddy to me. I don't care for it, but they do like a half stitch,
Mm-hmm.
and they fill it all in half stitch, and then they come back to the other stitch. So it's kind of like a tweeted, like a
Yeah, I don't
woven,
really
and that
like
looks
that
very
either.
muddy to me because if
Yeah.
one leg is red and the other one's green, I'm like,
I don't mind that.
No?
it
Yeah,
drives
'cause-
me crazy.
Yeah, I'm
Because
like
if you don't
Harry,
want
I
it
don't
stripy,
really like
stripy, you just want it kind of like
Yeah.
muted.
Well,
I don't
see,
mind
this
that
is
at
what
all.
I'm talking about with this tip that I actually got from Sam Sarah, so I have to give her credit. You could do the curve of the C.
Yeah. So instead of going this
stitch-
way, you
stitch
could
curved
come around.
and come around, and then you don't get that stripy look.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
So you just got to do a little bit of planning. You might like how this one looks. Do you want to do
Right.
the other one the other way, or do you want to do it all
Yeah.
at an angle? So you could you just
Yeah,
I'm
have
not
to.
think
there
about
yet. I'm not there yet.
yeah,
That's-
it takes a little
Yeah.
thinking
A
about.
little bit. You got to make sure you get your
She's
stuff
got
back.
the giggles.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
And this one,
Ooh. Ooh.
this is kind of a funny story. This is called Quaker Gone Tropic.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
And the
Those
colors on there, once again, photography-wise, they look very orangey.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm ashamed to say that I bought this a long time ago when it first came out. And after a while, I looked at it and I'm like, I'm not really an orange person. So I sold it to one of our other stitching friends
Mm-hmm.
somewhere along the line. And then the other day, our friend Mary
Yeah.
had hers,
Yeah.
picture of hers posted, and it was this gorgeous purples and like goldens, and
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. I ended up buying the pattern again,
Again.
and Mary ordered the colors for me, but they haven't come in yet, so I can't show you the colors. But the pattern is, again, Quakered, which I love.
Okay,
Nice.
so this color up here looks like it's pink and green. It's got pinks and greens in there,
And it's actually,
and some purple.
yeah.
Pink, green, and purple.
It looks orangey. Some of this stuff looks orangey too.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And the purple
It's
looks
bad-
really
it's bad
light, but it's
photography.
not.
Wow.
Photo.
So yeah, it's one of those ones. Maybe in a future show we'll show done.
Is that a water lilies or a something
they're-
colors?
They are.
I think I have that.
They're
color.
all
Oh, no.
thread gatherer,
Silk
silken
and
colors.
Okay.
And the colors are pears and poppies, African queen, washed out grape, and sprite grass.
Ooh.
So they haven't come in yet, but I think it's going to be really
Nice.
pretty.
I look forward to comparing
The
Me
picture.
too.
the photograph to
Yeah.
the beautiful stitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then my
This was the hit from Glendon Place this
Yeah.
year.
Let me get it out of the plastic here. I love this. It's called Strelitzia, which apparently is the fancy name for bird of paradise. And
And the kit's charted with dinky
the
dyes.
kit is charted with dinky dyes
Oh my
and
goodness.
beads.
Ooh.
Oh wow! Look, you,
Yeah.
And this is the fabric.
Oh, you got everything. You're ready.
I'm ready.
oh, you got that.
The fabric is called Chime.
Chime.
It's 28 count.
Is it called for? You got
Yes,
the called for
that's the
fabric?
called for colors.
Look at this. You guys see this? I mean, you see it, but are you really looking at it?
I mean,
Look at that.
it's a pricey chart, but look, you get all the
It is
silks and all the
gorgeous.
beads,
Yep.
and if you add it up, it's probably the same price as if you bought it.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Oh, and last but not least, this was a market
Okay.
one.
Yeah. You see how tiny this is?
Oh,
It's
How
huge.
Tiny is this? This piece was it 200?
Something
What's
like
the stitch
that.
count? 155
Ooh.
by 227.
Whoa.
227 long. That's about the size of this
I'll be
board.
doing it over one.
On 40 count?
Not on 40 count, no.
I mean,
I do like stitching over one. I didn't say that, but that's
Yeah.
one of
Oh,
my
yeah?
favorites. The heart that I showed you, my favorite piece, that's over one.
and what fabric do you like to do over one on? Your
I really like Lugana because
stitch count?
this
28?
28 or 32, because it's so even and you really can,
Yeah.
Yeah.
see it better. I think to
Yeah.
do over one.
Yeah, I would agree. Lugana is easier because it's gridded.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have all the slubs and the thick and thin.
Mhm.
It's really hard to do over one with the thick and the thin threads.
And then this is a pretty piece of fabric from the primitive hair. I should have put that on the
Oh,
board.
that's
I'm
pretty.
sorry.
That's okay. We got it.
It's called Vintage Rose. This fabric is 32 count petite coeur, and it's for a specific piece that was in Stony Creek collection 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's called Love Story, and it's just one color on this fabric, and it says every love story is beautiful, but I like ours the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's what that fabric is
That's-
for.
So
and
these
I
are
really like
these
that.
little hearts are painted on there.
Yeah,
Yeah, like the petite point.
yeah.
It's kind of the same idea.
It's not hard to
exactly.
stitch on?
No.
Not really.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Well, you had some good haul.
Yeah, seriously.
No.
That's lovely stuff.
Keep me in business.
Yeah. I'm still. Notice there's no haul.
No.
I was only in the
You
cupboard.
have haul.
I was only in the cupboard for 20 minutes.
It killed him.
Ah.
It killed him. All right, so now we have announcements. I would like, last video, I mentioned that someone was stitching Death by Cross Stitch using one hank of Silks for You. I got the person's name wrong. I got the stitch count wrong. I
You're all
was
over the
just
place.
wrong. Yeah. So the person who's actually doing it is Cross Stitch Chaos.
Okay.
She's a Flosstuber.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's also in Magical Stitches in Literature. She's also in Virtual Stitchers, So
that's how you saw it. She was all in your groups.
yeah. And we had a conversation about it. So so she's stitching Death by Cross Stitch using one hank, and she's stitching it on 25 count 1/1.
Okay, so
wow.
You need one of those books like I need when we go to Stitch
Yeah,
Con.
yeah, I need a book.
Because we're gonna get sensory overload because I gotta visit everybody, and I'm not a social person.
I can't imagine. You guys are going to have so much fun.
He's not a social person. Lies. Okay, yeah. So, Cross Stitch Chaos. Go check her out. She's awesome. She's a nice person, and she stitches beautiful things.
Okay.
Beautiful things. Okay. Any other announcements? That was my announcement.
I have an announcement.
Okay.
For Garon. I'm going on a business trip Monday to Friday. I'm going to be in Texas and Dallas Fort Worth. I'm going to go to Stitch Niche Tuesday or Wednesday, one of those days. But I'm taking Ronnie with me because he's going to visit some of our friends, and so Garon will be closed for a week.
Ooh.
So we're going to take
How will we survive?
Yeah. So we're going to take the albums down so nobody tries to buy anything, and it's just hanging out there because we pride ourselves on you pay today in the morning, it's by noon that day it's in the post office. So we go 3 times a day to the post office. So the albums are going to stay up until Sunday 8 o'clock. Let's see, Sunday 8 o'clock. So you have between now and Sunday 8 o'clock to buy to your heart's content. There's still the new bags up there that he posted on Thursday, and there's some nice ones. I've been eyeing a couple of them. He's got the mini bags and the medium bags, which are the medium bags are 12 by 13, which are really cool size. Those are really hot. Everybody likes those sizes. And then of course the 12 by 18, which is my favorite size. And then the little thread catcher bag that I like to use. So that's, and then when we come back, we'll be sending out the bag of the month and grind bag of the month items.
Cool. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's been fun.
Yes. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. You did a wonderful
thanks
job.
for inviting me. I really had a blast.
And again, the army of the Sunshine Stitchers were multiplying.
That's
yes,
right.
we're all Sunshine Stitchers, I would like to say.
That's right.
Yes. And don't forget,
no matter where you are, the sun is always shining when you're stitching. Bye!